Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today, 374WATER Inc. just filed an 8K about an employment agreement for its CEO, and I am seeing some interesting details about executive compensation and severance. Quick note, this is not financial advice, just my take on public filings for educational purposes. The company is laying out the terms for its top executive, and it gives us a look at how they plan to reward and retain their leadership. So this is a current report filed when specific important things happen with a company that the public needs to know about, like changes in leadership or big agreements. This particular filing is about 374WATER Inc., a company that works in pollution and treatment controls, and it focuses on the employment agreement with their president and chief executive officer, Daniel Bogar. The big news here is that on the 27th of April 2026, 374WATER Inc., which we often see traded under the ticker symbol SCWO, officially signed an employment agreement with its CEO, Daniel Bogar. Now, they had already appointed him to that position back in February, and that was reported in a previous filing. But this document lays out the specifics of his compensation and the terms of his job. Let's talk about the money. Mr. Bogar's base salary is set at $225,000 per year. This salary can be reviewed periodically by the compensation committee of the company's board of directors, which is standard practice. This provides a solid foundation for his pay. On top of his base salary, Mr. Bogar is eligible for an annual performance bonus. This bonus has a target of up to 100% of his base salary, meaning he could earn an additional $225,000 if all performance goals are met for the current year, 2026. The bonus is split 50-50 between operational goals and strategic goals, as determined by the board. This shows they are linking his pay directly to how well the company performs, both in its day-to-day operations and its long-term plans. For years after 2026, these bonus objectives will be something Mr. Bogar and the compensation committee will agree on each year. Beyond cash compensation, the agreement also includes stock awards. Mr. Bogar will be granted an option to buy 175,000 shares of the company's common stock at its current market value when the option is granted. This is called an option grant, and it allows him to profit if the stock price goes up. In addition to the stock options, he'll also receive a restricted stock unit award for another 175,000 shares. Restricted stock units, or RSUs, is a stock that you get after a certain period of time or after meeting certain conditions. So in total, he is getting a significant equity award with 350,000 shares involved between options and RSUs. These stock awards don't just appear in his account all at once. 25% of both the options and the RSUs will vest immediately, meaning he owns them right away. The remaining 75% will vest over time in 8 equal quarterly installments starting in June 2026. This is a common way to ensure executives stay with the company, because they only get the full benefit if they remain employed. The agreement also confirms that Mr. Bogar will participate in the company's regular employee benefits like retirement plans, insurance, and paid time off. Just like other executives. This means he's getting the standard package of benefits that you'd expect for someone in his position. Now, let's look at what happens if things don't work out. The agreement outlines severance benefits if Mr. Bogar's employment is terminated by the company without what is legally defined as cause, or if he resigns for good reason. This is a crucial part of executive contracts, as it provides a safety net. If such a termination occurs, Mr. Bogar would receive 6 months of his current base salary paid out over 6 months. This is a straightforward cash severance. He would also continue to receive health, medical, and vision insurance coverage for himself and his family for a period of 6 months. This is a valuable benefit, especially considering rising healthcare costs. He would also be entitled to any bonus that he has earned, but has not yet been paid for any performance period that has already ended. Additionally, he would receive a prorated bonus for the year in which his employment ends based on how well the company actually performed that year. This bonus would be paid out at the same time other executives receive their bonuses. Finally, there is accelerated vesting on his stock awards. The unvested portion of his stock options and RSUs would become vested over an additional 6 months after his termination date. This means he would get access to a larger chunk of potential future value from his stock grants, even if he leaves under these specific circumstances. However, there is a condition here. If he is removed as CEO but kept on by the company as another executive or senior officer, and his base salary and bonus opportunity are not reduced by more than 10%, he would not be entitled to these full severance benefits. This suggests the company wants to incentivize him to stay in some capacity if possible, rather than just paying him to leave. This description covers the main points of the employment agreement. For the full, legally binding details, you'd need to read the actual agreement, which is filed as an exhibit with this report. And as always with these filings, there is an interactive data file included. This is for machine readability, allowing software to more easily pull and process the information from the report. The report is signed by Adrian Anderson, who is the Chief Financial Officer of 374WATER Inc., confirming the accuracy of the information presented. Looking at this filing, it's a pretty standard executive employment agreement. The base salary of $225,000 is reasonable for a CEO of a company with a market cap around $44 million, as indicated in the research context. The bonus structure ties pay to performance, which is good corporate governance. The equity awards are significant, and the vesting schedule helps align the CEO's interests with long-term shareholder value. The severance package is also fairly typical, providing a cushion in case of involuntary termination not for cause. It's not overly generous, but it is protective. What's interesting is the carve-out for staying with the company in a reduced role, which is a common provision to retain talent if feasible. This type of agreement is generally designed to attract and retain key leadership by providing competitive compensation and some security. For 374WATER Inc., securing their CEO with a clear agreement is a positive step for stability, especially as they navigate the industrial pollution control market, which can be influenced by regulatory changes and military contracts as hinted at in recent news. Oh, and the research tools I actually use are linked in the description. They help keep this channel going. That is my take. Stay decoded, like, comment, subscribe, and join our Discord for more.